My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Railway Empire and the campaign selection screen, as we're about to jump into chapter 3 of the first, well, of the campaign basically. And again, we're looking to get a president rating on this, starting in 1850. The title is Over the Mississippi. Keeping all this as normal. We have to be the industrialist again, which I don't mind. I quite like him as a character. Our name is still Andrew and the name of our company is Toledo Railways. So let's jump in and see what lies in store today. So we'll skip that. So we start here in Toledo, and the first thing I'm going to do is actually demolish the existing station and put down a large station with the signalling control. And we're going to have that positioned just there, because why not? So let's have a look at our tasks. 10 businesses to our network by 1854. 1856 we have to connect 250,000 people, 50 loads of lumber to Rock Island, 100 passengers from Toledo to Omaha without stopping, and bonus tasks of grow Toledo by 1854 to 100,000 residents. Connect Chicago, St. Louis and Louisville by 1856, and by 1860 buy off one of our competitors. All relatively straightforward. So we need to grow Toledo as we saw, so that's the first thing we want to focus on. Now we do have a spare industry slot in Grand Rapids, and we're going to go for the beer manufactory, because supplying beer into Toledo is going to help it grow, and in return Toledo can send its meat over to Grand Rapids. So let's do that. That's done. Now let's buy ourselves a station in Toledo, and we're going to go for, in Grand Rapids, and we're going to go for a large station like this. And for the first connection, we are just going to come down into the city of Toledo and get some trains running down here nice and early. And we're going to go into that track just there, and then we're going to double track this all the way up to Grand Rapids like that. We'll need a diamond here, so let's put one of those in. Put down these signals, and let's put a supply tower here and over here. So our first line then, Grand Rapids into Toledo, and we'll have 2 coming from Grand Rapids and then 2 from Toledo. Next we want to bring in wheat to both of these cities, so let's take care of that. So we want a normal size station for the 2 platforms, just there. One is going to go into Grand Rapids like so, and the other is going to come down into Toledo like that. And this is why I put 2 sanding towers down, one for each city, because then the trains running from this wheat farm can use the sanding tower no matter which way they're going, whether they're going to Grand Rapids or into Toledo. So new line, so like that with 8, and we'll have 2 trains there, and then like that again with 8, and again we'll have 2 trains there. Next up we're going to bring in this corn, so we'll do that, and you will come in on a separate line onto that track there, and then we'll double track this like that, supply tower just there, and then we can set up that little supply route like that, and then we want to bring in some sugar, so we'll do that, and there we go, just the signals to do there, a couple of blocking signals there just to keep our trains out of the way. We have a supply tower already, so you're bringing in sugar, and there we go. And we also want to bring in the cattle, of course, so the cattle we're going to have come around the rear into Toledo, because we have 4 tracks there not doing a whole lot. So you can come in like that, and we'll double track it as per, like so. Ah, bollocks. Now I've got to go through. In fact, let's just delete the whole track, that'll be easier. Messed up the signals there, they were both going the same way on both tracks, which is not helpful. Let's try that again. Well, first of all, let's pay for the track. There we go. We need a supply tower, can't afford one, so what I'm going to do is start issuing some bonds, like so, and then get the supply tower. And then getting a couple of trains coming into Toledo full of cattle. And I'm going to say we'll have 3, so that's 2 and 3. There we go. Do we want to bring vegetables down? Maybe a little bit later. For now we should be okay. In fact, yes, let's bring the vegetables down as well, then it's done. Plus it's another industry connected to our network. If you remember, we have to get to 10 in total for one of our goals. So you're going to come down in a real convoluted way, as we can see. But that's no problem. There we go. Chuck in a load of signals, and we'll give that a second supply tower a little bit further away. And you're coming down with a full load, utilising 2 trains. Okay, there we go. Next city we're going to connect to is Chicago, so let's just quickly connect into there. Just like so. And then I want to head up into Madison. So in Madison I want a large station. In fact, no, just a normal train station, a normal size one. And one connection is going to be just to connect it into our network. So we're going to connect it into Chicago. Like that. Not going to do anything with that, but it's there and it's done. We may as well connect into Indianapolis as well from Toledo. So let's go ahead and do that small train station once again. Like so. And then that's that one taken care of, and then we can actually get rid of that station. In fact, can we? No, we can't, not just yet, because what we need to do is also connect into Louisville and St. Louis. Now Louisville is straightforward, it's just down here. There we go, and then we need to get into St. Louis down here, which we can do a little bit later on. So we need to supply some lumber down here, so what we're going to do is hopefully be able to buy an industry in Madison, and we want the sawmill. Now it's going to cost 200,000 and we're nowhere near that at the moment, so by the time we've got the money, chances are the AI has stuck something else in there that we don't really want. How's Toledo doing? You need more beer. Okay, well that's down to you, Grand Rapids. Why are you not producing the beer for us? Do we need more trains between these two? Possibly. Okay, we're getting close to 200,000 as we can see, and Madison still doesn't have an industry, so oh, there we go. We can put down the sawmill that we need. Great, so what we're going to do now is connect in this logging camp here into Madison to supply the logs for the sawmill, and then using those planks we're going to bring them down into Rock Island so we can deliver the 50 loads of lumber needed for the bridge. So there's our station. Go away, and we want you to come down into here, and we want to have a parallel track so we can have multi-trains running down here, of course. There we go. We need a supply tower, but we can't afford one at the moment. And what do we want in terms of research? Let's get that. Alright, now we can get the supply tower there. Brilliant. And now we can start bringing in the logs from Harris Logging into Madison. There we go, we'll have 2 trains there. And then what we want is a line coming into Rock Island from Madison. That's going to be bringing in all that lumber. So there is the track completed. Put the signals in. We'll get the supply tower in a few moments and then we can start building the trains. There we go. So Madison to Rock Island, and we want to prioritise the delivery of the lumber, of course. And we'll have 2 trains doing that. We've got plenty of time to get the 50 target, so 2 trains should be fine. Yeah, we've got until 1840 in order to get the golden tick, so that's fine. Need to connect some more industries, of course, so let's take care of that by first of all doing a little cheeky connection from this iron mine like that. That takes us to 7 out of 10. We can get 8 out of 10 here from this corn farm. That's 8. Number 9, we can go for this clay works here. So that's number 9. And then the last one, well, we got a dairy farm just here. So again, just a cheeky little connection just to tick it off, even if we're not actually going to have any trains running from this station. Because once they're all ticked off, guess what? We can delete the stations. There we go. That's those 2 taken care of. Now we've got plenty of time to focus on the others. So let's just get rid of some of these stations now just to get a bit of money back. So get rid of Franklin Ditch and its associated track, and Collins Estate and its associated track, and Jenkins Quarry and its associated track. So Toledo has grown. That means we can put down a museum, which is fantastic because that helps with the city growth. Obviously growing it is one of the tasks that we want to achieve, so that's brilliant. You're bringing in the lumber nicely, so that's fine. So this is the big one at the moment, getting this up to 100,000. We also need to connect to St. Louis down here, which again, guess what? Cheap station and a nice cheap track up into Chicago. And we'll unpause it so the money's building up in the background. There we go, that's that done. So guess what we're doing again? We're getting rid of it. That gets you the money back. We can also get rid of this one. That's done. And what the heck, let's get rid of Indianapolis as well. Fantastic. Okay, research, what do we want next? Well, let's just get that for the increased passengers. So how are we looking? Looking pretty good. We just need to get Toledo growing, which it is doing, or it was doing a moment ago. It's not anymore, which is a bugger. What do you need? It's more beer and logs. Can we afford to buy that? And not really, and we'll probably end up in a bidding war. Do you need cotton? No, you don't need cotton. What you really need is milk and fruit and logs. Well, we do have logs all the way down here, and we also have fruit all the way down here. We have plenty of money to spare, so we may as well have a nice long connection from these industries up into Toledo, just so we can get it growing as quickly as we possibly can. And these will just connect in like that. Double track it all the way down. It's going to be a lot cheaper because of the parallel track bonus. We're going to need a couple of supply towers down here because it's such a long route, so we'll put a couple like that. And then get some logs brought in to Toledo. Because of the distance they're having to travel, I'm going to go ahead and say we need 4 trains on this line. So there we go. Now you also need fruit, which we can now utilise that line we've just constructed, and have these fruit trains also utilise that existing infrastructure. So sort of like that. Okay, that's all done and dusted. And what I'm going to do is put a couple of extra signals in here because the trains have no wagons on the back when they come back, so the trains can get out of the way and not block anything else in. So Nolan Estate into Toledo, bringing in the fruit. And we'll go for 2 of those, and we'll get a 3rd as soon as we can afford it. Toledo is now growing nicely, but the more we can help it out, the better. Plus, it's extra money for us, of course, so there's 3, and what the heck, let's go for a 4th. Research next time, let's get that for the increased freight costs for us. We've nearly done this one, getting close to this one. Buy a competitor's company is what we need to be looking at as well, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. A lot of train breakdowns at the minute. What we could do... no, we can't afford to replace them all. Right, well, let's go ahead and stick in a maintenance building in Toledo then. And we'll also put one in Grand Rapids. And I'm going to put a cheeky bid on that, just for the extra power. I'm not going to get into a bidding war over it though, so it's all yours, Beatrix. Okay, so we've now opened this bridge. Now we've got delivered all of that lumber. So what we're going to do is we need to start thinking about getting a line from here direct to Toledo, because one of the tasks is to transport 50 people between Toledo and Omaha without stopping. Rock Springs is about halfway, but this will be our direct express line once we can afford it, over the Mississippi into Omaha. So there's the first leg of the track done. We need to, of course, double it. Like that, 265,000, so need to wait a little while for that. Toledo has grown yet again, which is good to see. I think that should be 90,000, so not too far off now at all. But that shouldn't be a problem. As long as we get it by 1852, we're going to get the golden tick for that, which looks likely at this point. It is continuing to grow. We're giving it good supply, and we have the museum in there as well, all of which contribute to increased growth. Anyway, signals on our soon-to-be express line with some supply towers along the way, just to make sure we don't have any unnecessary slowdowns on our express trains once we set them up. Toledo's nearly done. We want to be careful about this because we also need to buy one of our competitors. So as long as we get this done by about 1855, we're going to get a gold tick. So we're going to get the president rating. But we don't want to do this before we've done this and miss out on the bonus points. So that's something to be wary of there. There we go, that's that done. All good. So now we really need to focus on buying out one of our competitors, don't we? I mean, we could set up all the infrastructure that we need for the express line to Omaha so it's done, and then really we can just use the money as it builds up in order to buy out one of our competitors. That's a little bit awkward location of that industry there. I've had to skirt around that a little bit, and let's get rid of that bridge, but we can afford that. Let's go ahead and double track it. And we'll double track it all the way, because why the heck not? We can afford it in a moment. There we go. Chuck in all our signals. Gonna need some supply towers on this side of the Mississippi. So we'll put one there and one. Oh, I didn't do the other the signals on the other side with the looks of it. No, I didn't. So let's do those. There we go. And on this side, yep. And over here as well. There we go. So we have the express line waiting, but as I said, we don't want to rush it because we still need to buy out a competitor. Now what we could do is cycle our bonds like that, and then let's see who is doing worse. You are. How much would it cost to merge outright? 3.7, although you do pay a premium to do it that way. How many shares can we get right now? Let's go for 40. That's a million.
Going into this business might pay off. After all, I also profit when these share prices increase.
And hopefully with the money we have left over, we can replace... Oh no, we can't. Never mind. I was hoping to replace all of our initial trains with these, but clearly we can't do that. Now we can, so let's just do that to get some nice new, faster, more powerful trains running between all our various industries, and that's going to help us get money that little bit faster as well. Toledo, wow, it's really skyrocketing, 123,000, so that's doing very, very well indeed, which is good for us because it means more passenger generation, and that's of course what we want. Now what we could also do if we wanted to and wanted to spend the money is look to grow Omaha to such an extent where we can buy a tourist attraction, and that'll increase the amount of people who want to visit Omaha, which is going to help achieve this goal a little bit faster. Don't think it's necessary. I've never had to do it in any previous successful runs on this campaign. However, it's an option should you want to. For now, I'm just focused on buying out our good friend Beatrix von Pomp as quickly as possible. There we go, so we're over 50% ownership now. To do an outright merge, it would cost 1.8 million, but as I said, it's an extra 10% surcharge on that, plus a markup of 50%. If we wanted to do it the old-fashioned way, it would be 1.5 million. No, so it's not too much difference. Either way, we need over 1 million, which we don't have at the moment. Let's go ahead and get that for the increased passengers at our stations. That's always nice. We could get a promoter to... oh no, that... Yes. No, we don't need that. I was thinking get a promoter and a market cry to help with the passenger generation in Omaha, but again, really don't think it's going to be necessary. I think we're going to manage it just fine all by ourselves. Okay, so we're now up to 75% stake in Dreamliner, so getting close to that. What I've also done in the meantime is put down a second station here over in Toledo, and the logic behind this is we want our express trains to come in and out as quickly as they can so we can get those passengers shipped off as quickly as possible. What we don't want is them to be waiting around here while all these other things are coming and going. So having a separate station just for our passengers makes a little bit of sense. Now also what we want is a nice fast express train as well, so let's go for the Rensselaer. Soon we'll get the Rogers American, which is slightly faster, as we can see, 6 extra miles per hour, and that would be very nice. But for now, we'll do it with the Rensselaer if we don't get a chance to unlock the Rogers American. In terms of to do an outright purchase now, we're looking at 800,000, which shouldn't take too long to get to actually, but let's keep on chipping away here with an extra 10%. We are making decent money in the background. In terms of time limit, we've got until 1865 and 1866 respectively to get these two done to ensure a gold tick. We're in 1852, so yeah, we've got 3-4 years yet to get all this done, which is not going to be a problem at all. Toledo is still growing. This is an absolute mega city now, 155,000 people. I think it's outstripped Chicago. Yes, it has by quite a margin actually, so that's good. Let's see, back to the competitors. Let's get the 10% there, and then to finish her off we need 183 or 180,000, which shouldn't take long. Then we can liquidate her and use the money to purchase our trains to run between Omaha and Toledo. Okay, we should now be in a position to be able to do this. There we go. Let's now merge and liquidate the lot. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is that express run, so passenger and mail only, Toledo to Omaha. Lovely stuff. We will use the... Oh, we got the Rogers American anyway. We must have picked that up from Beatrix during the merger. and we'll just start pumping out these trains. The more we can get, the quicker it's going to be. So there's 2. We will space them out so they get to, you know, not be too bunched up. And basically we're just going to keep spamming out these trains. Research, what can we get? Anything good? Let's see. Well, we're taking a lot of mail over to Omaha, so we may as well get paid more for it. Why not? There goes another one. And another. And another. What the heck? Let's have another. Really are just chucking them out like they're candy right now. Let's just pay those bonds off. We don't need those anymore. We've done well enough. We don't need any more money. So our first train is just about to reach Omaha. We need to transport 100 passengers, so shouldn't take us too long, and we're certainly going to do it in time to get a blue tick, which is great.
I invested my money in your
and there we go. By 1852. Perfect. Let's just skip that. President rating 7 out of 7, 20 out of 20. Very, very good. Let's have a look over here. It took us 2 years and 8 months. Pretty quick. 12.5 million company value, 41 rail lines, 15 stations, 3,886 miles of track, and 197 train wagons on duty. So there we go, that's that done. And I think, you know what, yes, we can continue. Obviously we're not going to be able to gain any extra score, but there's not much more we can gain. What we're going to do, because I figured out how to do it, let's have a cab ride outro. Let's jump on board a train as we head back to where we're heading to, Toledo. Let's jump. Let's go that side. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and if you have found this particular chapter a little bit difficult, I hope it's been of use to you. If you are enjoying this series, then great, thank you. And if you're new to the channel, obviously subscribe. Sorry, I'm just all over the place at the moment with this. Yes, so hope you enjoy this little cab ride. I must say I prefer the cab rides on Transport Fever 2, but that's just personal taste, I am sure. At least we can do this train whistle. Look at that little whistle. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I shall see you again very shortly as we tackle Chapter 4 and the Civil War. All that remains for me to say right now is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care of yourselves. It's ta-ta for now.